Be here with you tonight. It is November the 16th. It is 7 o'clock, and you're here with Cindy from Cindy's Creative Cards. Tonight, I have a really special card to make for you. I hope you're going to like it as much as I do. It has this Funfold, and I'll show you all about it in just a minute. But first, I'd like to share with you that Stampin' Up! Is having a seasonal sale, and it will last until the 18th of this month. There are items that are up to 40% off, and I want you to make sure you know about it so you can go and visit my Stampin' Up! Store and see if you would like any of these items. I want to say hello to everyone who has joined in and ask that you tell me where you're from and let me know who you are. I would love to say hello and welcome. Okay, so also I have news to share that I now have my own website, Cindy's Creative Cards at note.com, and there you will find my newsletter, my blog, my email subscription, everything that my store, my online store, and also my personal store will be coming soon. So please go and visit. There's lots there for you to see and lots of inspiration, tutorials, videos. I hope that you will check it out and you will find it worthwhile. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I would love to earn your business. So contact me if you do need anything. If you need a catalog, I can send that out to you. So let's get started. Here's the card we're going to make tonight. It is a Funfold card. As you can see, it opens up like this. And it is made with folding our 5.5 by 8.5 inch paper into our normal fold at 4 1/4. We score that, increase that there, and we would burnish it here. We're using this painted Christmas designer specialty paper. Now, this paper is really, really pretty, this paper pack. It has beautiful papers, as you can see, on both sides. And they're perfect for making your holiday cards. So you can see this is one side. And then I'll turn it over and let you see the opposite side. And there are a lot of papers. There are tools. There are stamp sets. Most anything you could want on sale in the Stampin' Up! Store. And I have all the items that are discounted on my website in a list, and it tells you how much they are. Okay, so we're going to use those papers, and as you can see, I pulled this one and this one that has the pine needles. And once again, we use this berry paper here. We're using real red cardstock, and I am using Evening Evergreen for the wreath. Now, these berries, and I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. The berries are of different colors, and they are to match the colors in the paper here. It is real red, calypso coral, and petal pink, with our bow being real red and our wreath being Evening Evergreen. Open it up, and the ink is Evening Evergreen. I have used the Christmas to Remember stamp set to use this stamp. And then I used, for the rest of this, to make the rest of it, I used Country Wreaths dies. Now these dies right here has a little bit of everything in there. It goes with the Cottage Wreath stamp set. This is part of the Gingham Cottage collection. Oh, wrong one. It's in the mini catalog. And it is here. Let me show you. On page 58. And you can see that this is the die that we'll be using here. And there's the stamp set. It comes with these Gingham Cottage papers, which are wonderful for all seasons. And I used a lot of this during our Halloween season. It comes with this twine, this silver threaded twine, and then your pearlescent, pearlized enamel effects. Basic is what it's called, that you can make your own embellishments. Okay, so that's in the mini catalog. And I'm going to show you how this is the one that we use, this die right here. And I'm going to show you how it comes out of the die cutter and then what we do to make it exactly what we want it to be. And then here is your bow. All right. So let's move on and let's get started. So I take my whole sheet of paper, and I haven't shown you this on any of my videos yet, so I thought that I would, because there are some people who are asking. I'm going to move my card over, and I'm going to put my paper trimmer right here. Now, this is probably one of the most used tools in my craft room. And I do believe, I'm not sure, but I do believe it may be on sale as well. I take an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of cardstock, basic white, and I cut it at 5.5. Okay, I have it on my pad, so that's why it's sliding. I did, and yes, it did slide. So let me trim that up a bit. Okay, and let's get this out from under there. Okay, now what I do is I take it and score it at 4 1/4. And I leave my blade up here because I don't want to make sure I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my scoring tool, which is the gray one, the light gray one. And I run it across. Now, what you need to do is with this indented line, you're going, some people say to fold it this way because it will fold better. I normally fold this way, but I'm going to try this way tonight just to see. Okay. So then I'm going to take my bone folder, which is an essential tool in the craft room. And I am going to crease and burnish my card. Hello, Susan. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you've joined us. All righty. So now what we do is I've already cut this, and I'm going to give you measurements as we go. This is the Painted Christmas DSP, and I have cut it to be 5 1/4 by 4. And we're just going to place it down on the inside. Tonight, I'm going to be using tape runner. And with that, because I'm using tape runner, I'm going to be using my silicone mat. And I'm going to just run it right along the edges. Now, as you can see, it's sort of sticky and sticks and then pulls up But if you move your hand, Mom, you can't see. If you move your hand out to the side like this when you're stopping, for instance, like this, then it will release a lot better. Now, the beauty of this silicone mat is that the glue, the adhesive does not stick to it. You can roll it, rub it right off. And little pieces of it came off then. Okay. I'm going to place this down like this. So we have our inside back panel. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Real Red cardstock and I'm going to center it. I'm going to once again take my silicone mat and do my tape runner. Hello, Maria. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Okay, I'm going to center this as best I can here. I'm trying out a new phone holder and it is not giving me the space I normally have, so I am having to really lunge forward to get this into the right place. Then I have got, these are the pine needles from the Painted Christmas, and I am going to put my tape runner on it. Okay, now you see I didn't jerk to the side, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but it piece of it just streaked across. That was my bad. Okay. Then we've got that down. The next thing would be to place this down. But as Shelley Gardner says, the CEO of Stampin' Up, stamp, then stick. So that's what we're going to do. Because if you have an accident with it, or it doesn't turn out exactly like you want it to, then you can redo it. So here it is. This is the stamp that I'm going to be using. And it is right here. I'm going to place this down, and using my grid paper, I put it down where it is lined up correctly with those lines, and I put my stamp block right down. Okay, so now I'm ready. Now I'm going to line this up so you got to be able to see what I'm doing. There, maybe that's a good medium. Okay, we're using Evening Evergreen. Okay, and I am just going to load up my stamp. Now I'm going to press down. I'm going to stamp it on here first just to see. And that looks great. So let's see if we can do that again on here. All right. There. Very good. All right, now we're ready to put this down. So I'm going to close this up because we're finished with our ink. And I just got it all over. So I think I showed you this in several videos, but I'm going to show you again because it is so important. Chances are I've gotten most of the ink off of my finger. But then I don't want to take a chance. So I get my hand sanitizer. squirt a little bit. And rub this all over my hands, especially in the place that I know there's ink. And that will prevent ink transfer. All right, so we're going to glue this down. Now, Texas Stampin' Sharon is the one who told me about that. She has a lot of good tips. I am forgetting to do what I told you about. There. All right, so now we're going to place this down so there's equal spacing around. Okay, and now what we should have done, but it's never too late, most mistakes, and this is not a mistake, it's just that I'm doing it a little late in the game, most mistakes can be corrected or fixed in some way or the other. But what I wanted to do, let me put it that way, is I wanted to go ahead and fold this piece. So I'm going to pull back in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to put this at 2. Let's see, it was 4 1/4, so it's going to be 2 1/8. Right there. And I burnished it. I scored it. Now I'm going to crease it and burnish it on both sides. And getting a good crease is important for this card. As you'll see right here, I could really go back and do this again after you put all the paper down, so it will lay flat. Okay, now what we're ready to do is to put down our panels. We have this painted Christmas panel, which is going to go right here on the front. Here it is. And I am going to use my tape runner. I did it again. It's so hard to remember to do that. And what I try to do is to line the top of this up with that, so it will look even. Okay, then I'm going to take this one, which was the same backing that we had here, and I'm going to tape that down right there. So I'm going to put my tape on it. Okay, I use a lot of tape. I know I do, but I want to make sure, like I've said many times before, I want to make sure it sticks. I hate for someone to get a card and it fall apart. All right, so now there, we've got our inside, we've got our panel, we've got our front panel. So now what we need to do, I'm going to lay that over to the side here. I'm going to bring in this. We're going to do the very same thing that we did on the inside. We're just doing it as a panel that will go here on the outside. So I'm going to put my tape here. This is such an easy card to make. And very little stamping, but you do have, you use those dies, which are so wonderful. And these dies will fit in the mini cut and embossing machine, or you can use your big one, but it definitely does fit well in the mini. Okay, I have got to move this back up again. I don't think I'm liking this new phone stand. Okay, so on here, we can go ahead. We're not stamping, so we can go ahead and place this in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. Make sure it is. Okay, good. Now, I got my evening evergreen, and I cut with this die, and it comes out like this. Now, what you have to do is poke out all these little pieces right here. It doesn't take that long to do because they come out very easily. And probably just run your fingernail over it like that. But what I do is I take my pokey tool, my take your pick tool, just turn it over to the pokey side, and all of these just pop right out like that. And make such a mess in your craft room. Thank goodness for vacuum cleaners. Okay, so now we have got, if you see these little cup pieces right here, you can pop these up a little bit. If I can get it to pop out, you can pop it up just a little bit to make it look more 3D. And that's just taking your time to do that. Like that. So I did that, and you can do it almost with your fingernails. Some of them did not come up with my fingernail, and I had to really coax it. But most time you can just run your fingernail right around like that. See, there's one that doesn't want to pop up. And then the inside does the same thing. Now, you don't have to do this, but it does give it more of a 3D effect, which I think is really pretty. Of course, when it goes through the mill, it's going to get flattened. But if you're not putting it in the mill and you're hand delivering it, someone will really enjoy seeing that. Okay, so I've pretty much gotten all I need to get here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And I'm going to glue just in the center, just little dots all around, because I don't want to ruin the effect that I just created. I'll hold it down for a second. Now, it's not glued, so here, so these can still pop up. It's glued in the center there, and it's just a matter of giving it time to dry and then popping this up if you choose to. Okay, there you go. Now, the next thing I did is I looked very closely at this paper, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but in this paper there are not only real red berries, there's petal pink and calypso coral. So I decided that I was going to try and use, as you can see, all of these because I wanted it to mimic this. And I think it does make it much more colorful than just using red. So, and I used my scraps. So I'm going to pull this to the side. And then I used a hole punch. And I just started punching. And I think I had, and that doesn't want to do it there. Don't know why. My hand's not working right. I think I punched about 8 of each. So there we have our Calypso Coral. Then Petal Pink. Boy, this takes some effort and hand power that I don't have in this hand. Okay, so there we go. There's our Petal Pink. We need some real red. And I don't think we're going to use all of these, but we have them. So we've got it now. We are ready to start putting it on. Now, how are we going to do that? With our Take Your Pick tool, this end with the adhesive on it. So I'm going to first put down the bow that I die cut. That's got a little piece of the greenery on it. And I am going to put a little bit of dot right in this, a little bit of glue dotted right in the center. Put that down in the center at the top. Okay, then I'm just going to start dotting. I'm going to put just like this. But I'm not going to go all the way around because I do not want this glue to dry on me. So I'm going to put down that one. And slide it around a little bit so it's not in a straight row. Let's see. I don't like that there. Thank goodness this glue dries clear. Okay, then I need another red one. Let's put one here. So I'm going to put some more. I'm going to get the Petal Pink. This tool just makes it so easy. Red. Let's put one over here. Calypso Coral. And Petal Pink. Now it's got a little piece on the side there, little fuzzy side. Let's see if I can sort of tame it. Okay. And then we're going to use another red. Well, I missed it. I missed it again. No, there it is. Okay. Put one here and here and here. We're going to need a Calypso Coral, a Petal Pink, a real red, and maybe this Petal Pink right here. I think I need to pull some more of the adhesive out, this sticky stuff. Alrighty, so now I have gotten my berries down. Now I didn't want to put any up here because I didn't want to interfere with the ribbon here. You could if you chose to do that. So now get the excess off, and I'm going to once again, well, let's go. Put some adhesive on it. And when I run my fingers around it just to make sure there's not any adhesive hanging off. And then what I do is Well, I didn't need to put adhesive all the way over there, did I? No, I didn't. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to cut. Let's measure this. It's good that you make boo-boos on live so you can see how to fix them, I guess. This is 3.5 by 4. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my paper trimmer again. And I am going to make sure that is 3.5. I just need to make this 4. And so what I'm going to do is just lay it down right on top of it. Problem solved. Now, I just need to do it for half on this side. And actually, the weight of that will help it to stay down a little bit better. Well, but wait a minute. We got a little bit here that's I have got, well, I'm going to have to, there's a little bit that's a little bit longer, a sliver. It's stuck. Okay, let's see. Am I even all the way around? This one can take a sliver. I mean, that was a sliver. Okay. And besides that, where are my scissors? There. The other mainstay in my craft room, can't do without these little snips. All right, and there we go. Now, wait, I see something else. This is what happens when you're a perfectionist. Okay, now we got our glue here, our adhesive, and I'm going to match that up like that. Well, let's see, let's do it like that. There we go. And press it down. And now we have our cards. Our Christmas card. And I need to snip that. So you get these little fuzzies sometimes when you're cutting out, punching the circles. And I didn't see it when I put it on. So there we go. See what the snips do? They're wonderful, wonderful. Now what I want to do, what I want to show you is what inspired this card. I had to do a card for a neighbor, a birthday card. And so I made this one. And I thought, well, you know, that would make a beautiful holiday card with holiday paper. And so that's what I did. Now, I haven't put any sparkly stuff on this, any gems, because I really didn't think it needed it. Unless you could put one right in the center of the bow there. And that would give it a little bit of shimmer and shine. So, let's see. There are some holiday rhinestones that are left over from another year. But in our catalog, there are red rhinestones that would take the place of this. Now, if these red rhinestones that I'm speaking of are large enough to use for this little bow, Okay, yeah, I think I've got one. This little red rhinestone. We'll try and see what it looks like. You can only do, that's the only thing you can do. Now I'm going to turn my take your pick tool back to this flat side. And I'm going to, woo, come back here. It went flying. And now it's stuck to the, come here. There we go. Oh, I think that does add a little bit. Let's see. Slide that over. Put it in the center. What do you think? Do you like it better with? Well, what happened to my camera? Well, guys, I am so sorry, but it seems that my phone has decided it's not going to work. I guess it died. So I'll show you. What do you think? Do you like it with the rhinestone? Should I leave it? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. I think I like it. So I think I'm going to keep it. So anyway, here we go. Here's our card. Now, I don't know when my phone blacked out. So I'm going to once again show you. This was the one that it was modeled after. And I just decided to turn that Funfold into a holiday card. And I think I really do like that rhinestone. So it's going to stay. And I want to say thank you for joining me. Do you guys have any questions about what I did? Maria and Susan? No? Okay. Well, then I want to say thank you for joining me. Great. That's great. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. Do go and take advantage of the sale at Stampin' Up. Like I said, you can find some really great deals, up to 40% off until the 18th. If you are so inclined, I'd appreciate it if you would purchase through my store. I would love to be your demonstrator. I would love to earn your business. So, and if you need anything, if I can help you in any way, I am here to do that. Thanks. And until I see you next week, I want you to dream, create, and share. Bye.